You are fairly certain you had heard the name before. Muichiro Tokito, you said. Sounds familiar, but I can't quite place where I've heard that name from. You shrugged Tanjiro off. Nezuko stood next to him with a plain smile on her face. She was so adorable. You just wanted to hug the life out of her. Not literally, of course, but still. I heard he's a new student. Wonder if he has anyone to hang out with today. Tanjiro wondered out loud. You gave the boy a sheepish smile. He began to walk away just as you continued your thoughts. Maybe he used to live around here and then he moved away and now he's back, you suggested about the new boy in your class. It's a possibility, could be the reason for your familiarity, he acknowledged. Yeah, your thoughts climbed away from the subject as you entered your classroom. You had a test today and you really didn't want to fail. It would bring your grades down even more than it already was, and you could not have that. You needed a good grade on the test to be able to go out with Tanjiro and the rest of your friends tonight. It was Halloween, and a lot of you wanted to go to the movies. You had planned to watch 2 in a row. You absolutely needed to go. It was not a question. Hey, Black. Tanjiro nudged your shoulder. You blinked a couple of times back into reality. Tanjiro was pointing at something with his eyes. You looked towards the target and found yourself looking at a boy. That's him, he mouthed, but you were unable to take your eyes off who you were staring at. Yep, you recognized the name all right. It was your best friend from primary, your self-proclaimed brother, and your secret crush. Oh my bloody, you whispered. Black? Tanjiro called. You sighed, thinking about what had happened. You just couldn't get rid of it now. The day dragged on. It wasn't like you were expecting anything, although you couldn't deny you kept your eyes focused on the classwork all day. They wandered off a bit, sometimes to the textbooks in the back, sometimes to the clock that had been ticking since the start of the day, and sometimes to the back of Muichiro's head. But with the end of the day, 5 minutes away, you conversated with Tanjiro and Nezuko. Zenitsu and Inosuke were in a separate class, as the 3 of you, so you would usually meet during lunch. Today, though, was a short day because of the holiday. You were in the middle of talking when something felt off. It wasn't just the look on Tanjiro's face that gave you a weary feeling. Nezuko crept closer, as if almost ready to launch a hug attack. You slowly turned your head behind your shoulder. Hey, Muichiro waved so nonchalantly you forgot how to blink. You just stared blankly at him. Black? Tanjiro called. He's talking to you. You waved him off. Yeah. A nervous laugh came up from your throat. What were you supposed to do? Here, your crush over 4 years was standing right in front of you after moving away, and now he was acting as if nothing had changed? There was a certain tension going on between him and Tanjiro, but you thought of them as just not really knowing each other. Oh, hi. You smiled awkwardly. How have you been? You asked. You thanked whatever god was out there that you didn't forget how to speak. I've been good. And you? He came closer. How have you been? There, just then, you know what you saw. It was ever slightly, but Muichiro gave Tanjiro a quick look of his eyes. Again, though, you brushed the tension off as just not knowing each other. I've missed you, you said. Where did you move to? Muichiro's smile gave you butterflies. You hadn't seen him in forever, and seeing him made the part of that left with him return. You felt whole again. You had changed, but you hadn't. Without thinking, you said, me and some friends are going to the movies tonight. Wanna come? Then quickly added, if you have no plans, that is. Muichiro looked caught off guard, but fixed his face with a grin. He nodded. I have nothing to do. I'd love to go. That is, if you'd have me. He leaned to look behind you. directly making eye contact with Tanjiro. Tanjiro fixed his face into a slight smile. Sure. Great. As soon as the bell rang, cutting you off in the process. Now, I guess. You finished? The movies weren't as awkward as you had expected it to be. Tanjiro began getting to know Muichiro more, and Inosuke and Zenitsu easily accepted him into their weird little friend group, while Nezuko loved him with first glance as she did everyone. Tanjiro left the group of boys behind you and began walking in pace beside you. I like him, he said. I approve. I'm sorry, what? You chuckled. Approve, he restated plainly. I wasn't sure at first, but you're allowed to date him now. I feel like it's needless, but to say your cheeks heated up to this statement would be a legitimate understatement. And assuming he heard it too, Muichiro responded, Black and I are just friends. Say what you want. Tanjiro lowered his hands, but he picked up a prop from one of the Halloween tables, placing it on your head. The prop was light. It felt like a crown. Then he walked back over to Muichiro and placed something on him. You look like a simp to me. Laughter filled the lungs of absolutely everyone of your friends. Oh gosh, you held your stomach. Oh, shut up. Muichiro threw the peasant cap off his head with slightly embarrassed cheeks. I'm just kidding. Tanjiro hung on to Nezuko to keep him upright. Black's too uptight for that. I still love you. You cursed as soon as it slipped out. You slapped a hand over your mouth and turned away from the group and prayed that no one had heard you. Only they had. Okay, well that was it. I hope you enjoyed Black. I'm going to be picking the next winner today or tomorrow. I want to say today because tomorrow I have all my classes. So we're gonna try, but I do have someone coming over today. Shoutouts to that person. But yeah, this was for Black, and I hope you enjoyed. Oh, goodbye, loves.
Mm-hmm.